Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is Rajesh Yadav and in today's video I am going to cover SAS Autocall Facility. Let's move on to the next slide. This is about my experience and my certifications. Let's move on to the next slide. So guys, if you want to learn SAS, you can contact me or WhatsApp me. Let's move on to the next slide. So guys, if you are preparing for SAS interview and you need a SAS interview session, you can contact me or you can WhatsApp me, or if you need SAS interview question answers PDF, or if you need any SAS software related help, you can email me or you can WhatsApp me. Let's move on to the next slide. SAS Autocall Facility. Let's first read the definition. I wrote it in simple, understandable language. Okay. You can store a macro definition in a folder and make that folder as SAS Auto Library with SAS Autos option. And when you will call the macro, it will automatically compile and execute. Okay. What this means? Generally, when we create a macro in SAS, and then we call the macro. So first the macro is compiled, the definition you have mentioned that will be compiled, and then your macro will be executed. And if you close this your SAS session, then you need to rewrite the definition, or if you have saved this in a file, then you need to open that file and then you will compile and execute it. So now with SAS Autocall Facility, what we can do is we can write our macro definition, save this definition in a location or in a folder, and that location we can make it as SAS Autocall library. So now all you need to do is just mention the SAS macro call, and the SAS macro code will automatically compile and execute for you. If you close the session, if you're launching the SAS again, all you need to do is just call the macro and it will automatically compile and execute for you. If you know SAS macro and you do not know SAS macro autocall facility, then your SAS macro knowledge is not complete. How we will achieve this? To achieve this, we need to do three things. The first step is first need to create a macro and save it in a SAS file, and file name should be same as macro name. So you have defined the macro. Now second step, you will set up autocall library. So the location where you saved the file, you need to set autocall library for that location. And the third step is call the macro. So we will understand each step. So let's move on to the next slide and understand the first step. So in the first step, I am creating a macro. So which macro I am creating? So this is the macro definition, percent macro print dataset. Name of macro is print dataset, and it is using two parameters. One is library name, comma, dataset name. We will receive these two parameters, and inside the macro definition, what I'm doing, proc print data equal library name. This library name will come from here. So I use ampersand and library name, then gave two dots. So if you know, one dot is by default removed when you resolve a macro variable. So here library name and one dot is part of this library name. And then dot and ampersand dataset name. So this is two level naming, means library name dot dataset name. Then run, and then percent man print dataset. So I'm finishing the macro definition. So this macro we are going to create in SAS, and then we'll store it in a folder, and that folder will make SAS Autocall library. So above macro definition will accept two parameters, library name and dataset name, and proc print will print the dataset as per passed arguments. Let's see the second step. So in the second step, what we are going to do, define autocall library. So wherever we are saving our previous macro definition file, I will use that location for SAS autocall library. So I will use options m auto source. So this means whether I am using autocall library or not. So this will enable the autocall library. Here I have mentioned this definition for this. This system option controls whether the autocall facility is available or not. So we will use m auto source. Then SAS autos. This option stores the autocall library location or locations. Okay. So this option means SAS autos specifies the location of one or more autocall libraries. So here after equal in bracket, I am giving the SAS Autocall library. So this is the location where I am going to save my file, and then SAS Autos. So this SAS Autos means whatever libraries were earlier saved in this one, they will not be deleted. So if I don't use this one, that means I will SAS Autos equal this location. Then whatever present in SAS Autos will be replaced and only one location will be there. But that is something we do not want. I want whatever in this SAS Autos already stored. Along with that, this location should also be created as SAS Autocall. So there are so many locations. I will show you later. Okay, in configuration file that SAS Autos contains so many locations. From there you can use macros. So this second step is fine. Then the third step, what we are going to do? In the third step, we just simply call the macro, that is print dataset, and passing arguments, that is SAS help or cars. So SAS help is the library, cars is the dataset. Now we are going to do this three steps in SAS. Okay, let's do it practically. Let's open the SAS Enterprise Guide. It is launching. Create new program, and what I will do, I'll create the macro definition. Okay, do you remember what was the macro definition? So macro we need to create. I'll type the macro definition, percent macro, name of the macro, print data set. It accepts two parameters or arguments. So first is library name, comma, I'll just drag this data set name. Now I'll use proc print data equal, then this variable I want, so I'll give ampersand this, then dot, because we are using two level naming, and then ampersand this variable. However, whenever we give single dot, then SAS would think that this dot is part of this. Okay, so we need to give two dots. If you want to understand this, okay, just do little more Google and you will understand about this. Okay, why we give dot at the end of macro variable. Next, run, and then end the macro definition using percent mend and name of the macro. So now I'm going to save this macro, okay, definition in a file. So this is my location. I'll open this and I'll copy the address of this location so that I can easily navigate while saving. Okay, I'll go in SAS again. I will use this one, save program. Okay, I'll use browse, paste this location here, then the location has opened. Now name of this file, we need to make it same as macro name. That's why it will become the autocall macro. Print same. So this is the print underscore dataset, and here we have print underscore dataset. So I will save this one. This file is done. I'll close this one. See, print dataset. I have saved this. Now first step is done. We need to do the second step. I can close this if you want, because we haven't run the macro. So we just type and did. So now I will going to create the second step. So step 2. Okay. Step 2. We will create the autocall library. So how we will do? We'll use options, auto source, then SAS autos equal. Now in the bracket, I'll copy the location and then SAS AU autos. So I'll need to paste my location where the code has saved. So this is my location. I'll just copy this and this one, done. So now you can see, and semicolon. So step 2 is done. Now I need to do step 3. So guys, this line you need to, every time you need to mention this, because if you save this SAS Auto library in configuration file, then you do not need to every time define this location as SAS Auto Call library. But if you haven't made it or added this library in SAS configuration file, that means whenever SAS launches, it will include this location as SAS Autocall library. But right now we haven't included in configuration file. So every time you need to call the macro, you need to define this line or autocall library. Now step 3, I'll need to call the macro. How we call a macro? Percent, then name of the macro, print data set, and pass two parameters. One is SAS library, so that is you can give any. So I will passing SAS help, and the second is data set name, so I'm passing cars data set. Semicolon is not required. Now I need to run these two. Run this one first, second step. Okay, and then now if you run this, now you can see I just only use this one macro calling, and this works fine, and it has printed the data set whatever I want to. If you want to print other data set, you just need to pass. Maybe I can pass like SAS user, and in my SAS user I have a data set called admit. So I want to print this one. I'll just select this and run. If I just keep this one, this line and this line, okay, these two, maybe I'll just close my SAS session. I'm not saving anything, not this one. This file is present here. I'll launch the SAS again. Here, paste this. Okay, and if I run it again, this line, run, will take some time. So this line has run. Now you can call the macro. See, it has printed the macro quickly. If you want to run this, so you do not need to open the macro definition again and again. You just need to set this auto source SAS autos. Okay. The third thing I want to show here, how do you know from which location this macro has called? Here we have defined, that's why we know. But there is one option you can use, and then it will print it in SAS log. So for example, I'll use option M, this one, M auto LOC means location display. So I give, if I run this both together, first let me run this. So it has option is in effect. Now I run this SAS help cars. Now if you go and see the SAS log, you will see here M auto display print dataset. This macro was compiled. Let me increase the size a little bit. Okay. This macro was compiled from the autocall file C users Rajesh Yadav, OneDrive, desktop, my location, and then print dataset.sas. You can see the location, and this is the call. Okay. There are some other autocall macros that get installed. When you install SAS, they are automatically created. So for example, such macro is like low case. So it will convert your uppercase letter or whatever case to lowercase. So how it works, I'll show you. %let. Okay, I create a macro variable, means message. I type like this. This message in what format or what case? First letter of every word is capital. Okay, so I will use this lowercase and we'll see how this works. So I will use %put, and then message is equal, and then I will use this lowercase. Okay, so %lowercase, and argument is what? Ampersand message. So I'm using this function. We can call it function, but this is not actually a function. This is SAS Autocall Macro. So I run these two and see what will happen. See, this location display option is saying this macro is stored where this macro is was compiled from the autocall file C program files SAS form SAS foundation 9.4 core SAS macro locus. So this file is saved here. So this is automatically compiled and executed. So now you can see, apart from this location that we have defined, right? This location is also part of SAS Autocall library. And how this location was preserved, because of this we are giving. So it is not deleting the previous locations but adding a new location. So let's quickly go and see this location. Okay, C program files. I'll just copy this and try and add this notepad. Okay, so I'll just remove this space. There is one space and I'm not opening this file. Just open this till macro. I'll go here, maybe here, and then open this location. So now you can see in this location, these are the macro files like this we have created for us in a desktop. So these were automatically created when you install SAS. So which one were file? Low case, right? This one is low case. If you open the definition, you can see I opened this in notepad and I'll increase the size. So you can see they have created this macro low case and passing one parameter, that is string. Then there is some information about this. Okay, you can see they have commented this. So percent and star. So this will not be executed, just the information for us. The next line they are using percent sysfunc and using the data step low case function. And then they are no resolution vcode function for masking and then passing this string. So this function low case will convert whatever we are passing to lowercase, then percent. So you can see SAS has created this macro. It looks like simple macro function, but this is macro call. Okay, now I'll quickly show you the configuration file. Okay, so I'll just go here and till here, not here. I'll just go back and find the configuration file. Okay. So in this SAS macro, from there we'll go back to SAS 9.4 and here you can see this is the file. You can change the view to details. Okay, let's go here and see SAS v9. This is a configuration file. Edit this. So you will see in this configuration file this location is mentioned. So actual configuration file is saved where? 9.4 NLS and then EN. NLS EN. We'll open this location. Let's open SAS 9.4 NLS, type N. So you will see NLS, open this, and then we have what? EN. So open EN, and then you can see this is your configuration file. Open this, edit mode also, not a problem. This contains the definition of your entire SAS. Okay, when you launch SAS, what happens? So all the libraries, everything that gets created using this configuration file. So I will find only that is helpful for us, that is SAS autos. Now if you can see, when you launch SAS, these are the autocall libraries automatically get set up. So you can see, so whatever macro I showed you, that is coming from this, right? SAS macro. And along with these, all these locations, I have added my location also, but not in that file. So if I add this location in this file here, notepad, if I add my location here, then whenever you will launch the SAS, my location would also be part of this SAS autos. So I do not need to use this options again and again. So it's a one-time activity, but we do not want to do this because right now we are not setting up the environment. I'm just trying to show you that how this happens. Okay. So if you work in your environment in an organization, you probably will not have the access of this configuration file because that is something will change the configuration for entire team or entire organization, whatever teams are using this SAS. So, and this is not only for SAS Enterprise Guide, but entire platforms. We don't change it in these files until you are a SAS administrator and you have the expertise to handle configuration files. Okay, now here you can see your SAS user library, how it's created. So using this SAS help library, how this is created. So you can see here, see SAS help libraries. All the data sets are coming from these many locations. If you go here and see, these are the libraries. See SAS user, SAS help. So when you launch SAS, this file is accessed and these are the libraries gets created. I'm closing this. So guys, this is SAS Autocall Facility, and I hope now you are able to understand. And whenever you need to set up platform for your processes, you know how to create these autocall libraries. Okay. In the next video, I will cover SAS stored compile facility. Okay, this one is autocall facility, and then next one I will store the compiled macro program at a location. So in that situation, you do not need to compile the program again and again. One time you will compile and then it will run every time. But in this case, because the file is opened from that location, and compile and execute every time you submit the macro call. That's it guys in this session. If you like this video, please press the like button, subscribe my channel, or comment what you like about this video and on which topic do you want me to create videos. We will meet in the next session. Till the time, bye and take care.